It is currently 12:15 on Saturday, January 4th. A little bit earlier than I've done before. And I'm going to keep this one a little bit shorter, mostly because I have talked about this before when I was just recording for myself personally. But tonight my parents are out. My sister has a hockey game somewhere else. She's in college right now as well. And she is in her winter weirdness part of the season because there's no classes. And she has a hockey game for 2 days in a row, so they decided to go down. And I have the house to myself. And it's probably been the most fun I've had in a good while. Because I've been able to just blare music, eat when I want, do what I want. I haven't even turned on my computer, and usually that's the thing that I do when I want to have a lot of fun, because I really enjoy video games, especially playing with friends. But today I just was sitting around listening to music, just enjoying the house with myself, going around the house, just having fun. And that kind of comes to me as not as a surprise, because I know that personally, I really enjoy being alone from time to time. And this is not just the stereotypical weird stuff where in a relationship scene where they're oh, I can't, I need my personal space sometimes, but I can't be with you all times, blah, blah, blah. And I find that I more than not enjoy being alone for once or twice a week. And when I say alone, I have a different definition of what other people would think of being alone. I really enjoy being completely alone. Within the space that I'm in, having nobody else near it. Even in this room that I'm recording in, if my parents were upstairs, I wouldn't feel truly alone, because then I always have to worry about me bothering them, me saying something too loud and waking them up. And I really dislike that, because it feels that I have to worry about somebody else. And when I'm in the house alone, I don't have to worry about that at all. When I'm doing work at school and I stay up really late in a building that nobody really goes in at late at night, I feel really comfortable just doing homework, playing music out loud while I do it, because I know nobody else is around. So my definition of being alone is a little bit different than what other people's. My parents think that being alone is just nobody talking to you. You could be in the middle, you can be in a room and somebody else comes into the room and sitting down as well, and you're still alone, but that's not the point. Being alone is being completely isolated to me. And I found that after a week of constantly interacting or constantly doing things, I need that time to be completely alone for about a day. Usually if I can sparse it in between the week where I can do the nights of the week and I can be alone, then that's perfectly fine, and I feel perfectly fine about that. But when you're home on vacation, your family's always around. I've recently had friends up. I have family up for Christmas. So I never really was strictly alone. Sure, I could be alone in my room, and that was really nice. But I couldn't just do what I wanted to do. Tonight I made pasta with some grilled chicken that had just some basic seasoning, olive oil, onion powder, salt and pepper, and chili flakes. Put the chicken on the pasta. And the pasta, I just had some, mushrooms, shallots, garlic, and you saute that in a little bit of butter. I probably should have not sauteed the mushrooms in the butter because it just absorbed the butter flavor. I was kind of hoping, because when I added some white wine, because it's really good when you cook, especially, I don't know, my parents got I don't even know if it's fancy. They just got a Chardonnay, and it smelled really good. So then I try to put it in, and I figured out that you need to put the mushrooms in when you put the wine in, so it absorbs the flavor when it kind of reduces, instead of just the butter flavor. But I digress. But I was able to just do what I wanted to do. I went out to the gym and then went to the grocery store and got food for me for the next 2 nights. And it was nice that I could just do what I wanted to do. I didn't feel the burden of having to please somebody else, having to worry about not bothering somebody else, having to worry about what I do as a person in that scenario so that I feel the most comfortable. It is incredibly nice to be alone. And people don't around me don't particularly understand why I need to be alone. Like last summer, I had I had friends over for a week. Then we went out to see my cousins for a week. And I came home and I had about 4 days until I needed to go back to school. And I was just done. My brain was done. My body was done. I was just doing things all week. And sure, it may be vacation. Did I do things every day? No. But I was with somebody every day. I was interacting every day. And to me, I have a pretty low social battery. I would argue that I even have social anxiety to an extent. And having that time to just be by myself was necessary last Christmas. And my parents did not understand that. They kept trying to force me to go to the gym and do stuff with them when I tried to communicate that I needed to be alone for a bit so I could recoup and recharge and de-stress after a lot of things have happened. And they never understood it. And they kept trying to push it and push me to do something I really didn't want to, and I didn't have the energy for, I didn't have the mental capacity for at that time. And it was very frustrating. And I'm glad this break, they've understood a little bit more that, to me, I know what I need to do. And if I say I need to do something, then they can trust me to do it. Still some things that are a little annoying, but that's kind of the basics of it. And it kind of also boils down to the way I de-stress. At school, I'm in an unfortunate position. I'm trying to get out of this position where I have a forced triple. It's really annoying. My roommates are not very good roommates. They're great people in a vacuum, but as a roommate, it is very difficult to live with them, I find. And the biggest thing for me is that when I play video games, I get a little nervous about people watching over my shoulder and judging for what I play. It's not that I'm playing weird games, like I'll go and I'll play Ghost of Tsushima, or I'll go play Minecraft, but I'm worried that they'll be like, who plays Minecraft anymore? Like, it's that kind of scratch in the back of my head that's always bugging at me, and I can't really de-stress with that in the back of my head. So when I play video games and I want to de-stress, I put my headphones on, play with somebody, play alone, and I need to be in a room by myself behind a closed door. And I don't get that at school. And so at school, I've been stressed beyond belief, mostly due to my workload, which will be another topic of conversation, and hockey. But just not being able to play video games by myself really took a toll on me. And I've tried communicating this fact to a lot of people, and currently only my good friends have understood. But it gets frustrating because I know specifically what I need, and most of the time it's just to be alone. And other people don't need this. They don't need to be alone. Other people, when they're down and out, they need to hang out with somebody. But sometimes if I am just done with whatever situation I'm in, I need to be alone. And it's important to me because today has been really great. After a week of constantly doing things and getting prepared for people coming over and skiing 2 days in a row for the entire day, going out to dinner, hanging out, that now it feels nice. And I don't get these days often, especially at school. I can't even sleep in my room alone. The way I see it is that I don't even have, it's not my room, it's somebody else's, and I'm just living in it. And I really wish it wasn't, because I need these alone times every so often. But today was so fun to just prance around the room, singing whatever song was going on my playlist, making a dish that I don't normally make for the rest of my family because it's something I'm still experimenting on. And now I can stay up as late as I want and not have to worry about being quiet for my parents who are asleep. So it is very important to me to be alone every so often, because when I am, I have fun, I de-stress, and it'll get me back out there the next day to hang out and do work.